Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to bypass the usual suspects. When we think of economic danger, our minds usually jump straight to those dramatic stock market crashes, massive banking crisis, or runaway inflation. But today, we're unpacking the quiet, creeping financial threat that's facing Canada right now. It is something that's been building up for years, quite literally, right under our noses. Globally, there's this prevailing myth out there. Canada is widely seen as this invulnerable, ultra-safe economy with rock-solid banks and reliable jobs. But underneath that, the reality actually paints a very different picture. We're looking at a building threat of record household debt, incredibly expensive housing, and slowing economic growth. Millions of Canadians are standing right on the precipice of a financial reality they've just simply never experienced before. There's a great saying, financial crises rarely happen because people see them coming. They happen precisely because everyone just assumes things will somehow work themselves out. When we assume we're invincible, we completely stop paying attention to the warning signs. So today, we're going to look directly at those signs and map out the pressures building up in the system. Because let's face it, being informed is always significantly better than being surprised. Section 1. The debt problem. So right off the bat, Canada holds one of the highest levels of household debt among all advanced economies. For years, families were taking on these massive mortgages just to get a foot in the door of the housing market, all while relying on credit cards and personal loans just to keep up with the rising costs of daily living. And this strategy of borrowing just to maintain a baseline standard of living, well, it set the perfect stage for a major financial squeeze. The real danger here lies in what we call the debt tipping point. This is the financial instability that kicks in when interest rates rise faster than household incomes. See, for years, Canadians relied on historically low borrowing costs. But when the central bank aggressively hiked interest rates to fight off inflation, what was once a perfectly manageable monthly payment suddenly became this heavy, totally unsustainable anchor. Section 2. The mortgage time bomb. Now, here is where things get deeply concerning. Unlike in some other countries where homeowners can just lock in a mortgage rate for 30 years, Canadians typically have to renew every few years. That means people who borrowed heavily a few years ago, when rates were sitting pretty around 2%, are now hitting their renewal periods at significantly higher rates. It's basically an unprecedented rate shock that is built right into the system. And we aren't just talking about scraping together a few extra dollars a month. No way. We're talking about monthly payments jumping by hundreds or even over $1,000 upon renewal. Just imagine needing to suddenly find an extra $1,000 a month just to keep the roof over your head. When you multiply that across hundreds of thousands of households, families spend less, businesses earn less, and economic growth completely stalls out. Section 3. The housing market dilemma. For the longest time, it felt like everyone believed Canadian real estate could only go in one direction, up. But higher interest rates severely choke off buying power. Fewer buyers can actually qualify for these wildly expensive mortgages, which dangerously weakens overall market demand. And if that weakened demand causes prices to fall significantly, well, we risk negative equity. That's the nightmare scenario where homeowners actually owe the bank more than their property is worth. Honestly, no one knows exactly how this is going to play out because the future of Canadian housing depends entirely on this incredibly complicated balancing act. You've got the actual supply of homes, buyer demand, immigration rates, surging borrowing costs, and employment levels all in the mix. It is a highly delicate ecosystem where a sudden shift in just one of those factors sends absolute ripples through the entire market. Section 4. The broader economic strategy. All of this creates a vicious downward domino effect. Think about it. Step 1, unemployment rises. Step 2, without a steady income, those already expensive mortgages become much harder to manage. Step 3, panicked consumers drastically pull back on their spending. Step 4, businesses, now starved of consumer cash, start earning less. And finally, step 5, those struggling businesses are forced into even more layoffs. The second jobs falter, the whole structure shakes. Section 5. Government finances. And hey, it's not just everyday people feeling this. Governments are facing their own debt trap too. Higher borrowing costs make servicing public debt vastly more expensive. Add in the skyrocketing costs of healthcare for an aging population, plus major infrastructure needs, and policymakers are left staring at an incredibly difficult menu of choices. They can borrow more money, raise taxes, reduce public spending, or just accept larger deficits. And every single one of those choices carries heavy economic consequences. Section 6. Collapse or stagnation. Look, the reality is far more nuanced than the doom and gloom clickbait. No credible economist is out here predicting a total overnight collapse. Canada still has incredibly strong, well-regulated banking institutions and stable global trade. But as history shows us, economies don't always just explode. Sometimes they just stagnate. A prolonged period of weak growth, elevated debt, and slow spending creates a grinding decline that can feel just as suffocating for a family that's simply trying to get ahead. Section 7. Preparation over panic. Financial headlines focus on fear because, let's be real, fear gets clicks. But true preparation comes from understanding the facts and avoiding emotional reactions. It's about taking control of your own financial reality. Build up an emergency fund to buffer against a sudden job loss. Aggressively avoid taking on any new high-interest debt. Review your mortgage renewal well before it actually expires. Diversify your investments and continually develop your skill set. We can't control the global economy, for sure, but we absolutely can control our own preparation.
To wrap up this explainer, we really have to look ahead. We've mapped out the debt, the looming mortgage renewals, the housing market dilemma, and the stalling growth. The goal here isn't to predict the future with a crystal ball, but to be truly prepared for whatever comes next. So, based on the facts we've laid out today, what's your take? Do you think Canada is headed toward a standard recession, a sharp housing correction, or something much more drawn out? Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's biggest economic stories. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.